Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to a video on the Lowsey channel. And today we are back with a video on Viktor Gyökeres and how he fits into this Manchester United system, how he fixes the striker problem at Manchester United, because it's not just the goal scorings from Viktor Gyökeres, because when you look at his stats, he has got 8 assists in the league. He's currently playing in Portugal. In all competitions, he's currently got 13 assists. But of course, he's got that massive 54 goals in 52 games. Well, what we're going to talk about in today's episode is the system he's going to play in, how he knows the system, a bit about Gyökeres, a bit about his career, key points about how he plays. But before getting to that, ladies and gentlemen, please remember you do us a huge favour. Like, subscribe, and comment. And let's get into the video. So, Viktor Gyökeres, born on the 4th of July, 1998, in Halmstad, Sweden. He started his career at Halmstad BK, a Swedish club, before moving to Göteborg, and his potential was clear from an early age. And that's what led to Brighton picking him up. And you know about Brighton, they pick up gems. He didn't really kick it off for Brighton because they did end up selling him to Coventry, where he lit up the Championship and got his big move to Sporting. But let's talk about Gyökeres' style of play. So he's a dynamic forward who can operate as a central striker, of course, but he can also operate from wide, which is great for the Ruben Amorim system because, as it looks like, well, Cunha's already signed and Bremo could and probably will be signing. So he can maybe drift off to the right, and Mbeumo might come up front. He might come and hold the play up, and someone might come in. If it's Cunha, if it's Mbeumo, he's going to have freedom, which he likes. He's got really good dribbling skills, but again, his link-up play is absolute beautiful, and that's why I'm surprised Arsenal didn't make him priority, because it looks like Arsenal made Sesko priority, but his link-up play is amazing. I absolutely love watching Gyökeres play. When you're watching him and Isak play for Sweden, it's insane. Sweden have produced two magical strikers who are literally class at everything in the striking department. Um, I think with Gyökeres, I mean, a lot of people said, "Oh, but I think that the reason why Arsenal are not going for him is because I think he's either 27 now, and Sesko's younger, and people buy on potential these days." But I'm quite happy with Man United. Well, if I was a Man United fan, I'd be happy that Man United are buying into Sesko coming in at 27, coming into his prime, because he's going to be a striker that'll score goals for 4, 5 years, maybe 6. And he just suits the Ruben Amorim system, because Ruben Amorim is most of the time he's playing his 3-4-3, 3-4-2-1 system. And this is how they could line up next season. Just imagine they sign Emi Martinez in goal, but it could still be an honour that have just we'll play hindsight. We'll play Martinez, Delict, Lissandro Martinez, Lenny Yoro. It's a decent back line, potential in it. I think Delict can be a leader. Martinez is good on his day. Yoro, young, so much potential, can be one of the best centre backs in Europe, and that's why Real Madrid was sniffing about him last year. So let's not forget about him. You're going to have Amad Diallo, who will operate as the right mid/right wing back role for United. He's shown he can do that in the Ruben Amorim system. They're going to have, I think it'll be Bruno Fernandes playing deep with somebody next to him. I believe it'll be someone that they will buy. But right now, it could be Casemiro. They're going to hope not, because his legs are gone. Don't really think Mainu's going to fit the role, unfortunately, which is a shame for United. But if you like, even if they sign a Cumberland or something from Sporting, someone like him, or if Ugarte can step up and play that role, then they're going to have Ugarte and Bruno sitting deep. Dorgu on the left, but I still think they could sign someone as well just to help Dorgu, because he is talented, but he's very young. And then Cunha, Gyökeres, and Brian and Mbeumo. That is a scary front line. If Man United get the signings of Gyökeres and then Mbeumo, they will be challenging back in the top 7. I will be convinced, because the keeper problem will be gone. If they can keep Lissandro fit, Martinez, if they can keep all the front three fit, they're going to be amazing. They're going to probably have Highland off the bench. They're going to have Xerxes as well, who can do a job, I think, anywhere across the front three. I think Xerxes is that good. And I think the good thing about Ruben Amorim's system, it's high pressing, it's intensity. That's when it's working, and that's mainly what you saw at Sporting. So he's high pressing. His teams are very proactive when defending as well. They're always aiming to win the ball back quickly. As soon as they lose it, it's like, get that ball back. and the pressing combat blocks as well, which is I think it'll be absolutely perfect when this system gets working for Man United. If it gets system, because it's set when you compact blocks, you're forcing your opposition into mistakes. That's going to set up a quick counter attack for Manchester United. Um, I think. Do I believe the system can work? Yes, I do. Do I think it'll need tweaked? Nice one, Kieran. Do I think it'll need tweaked? Yes, I do. I do think it'll need tweaked a little bit because I have seen them at times where I feel like it's easy to play through the midfield at times for United. But you never know if they've got the right players in, then maybe that'll be shut down straight away. But let's have a little more in-depth look into Viktor Gyökeres' stats this season because he's a bagsman. So in the Liga Portugal, he played 33 games, he got 39 goals and 8 assists. What a return. That's a goal every 72 minutes. Or well, goal assists every 72 minutes. That's unreal. Like that is so good. In the Champions League, he had 8 games, 6 goals. So he was averaging a goal every 101 minutes. In the Champions League for a Sporting, very impressive, especially when they did come up against teams like Manchester City. They did come up against the top level teams. In the Allianz Cup, played 3, scored 4, averaging a goal every 56 minutes. And then in the Toca de Portugal, he played 7, scored 5, assisted 3, averaging a goal every 99 minutes. So pretty much in every single game Gyökeres plays, Gyökeres is always scoring a goal or is always getting his team an assist. That is what Manchester United need. Man U need a goal scorer. The amount of chances Man U had last season they created, and you just think if Xerxes put that away, if Hoyland, Garnacho, um, put them chances away, is the game different? Now, Man U get a 1-2 goal lead with Gyökeres. Teams come on to Man U more. Is it easier for Man U to play? I don't know. Obviously, questions are going to be asked, but the reported fee of Gyökeres, it's getting thrown all over the place. I've seen 70 million euros to now 100. Some Portuguese outlet this morning was reporting Arsenal had bidded 46 million with 8.5 in add-ons. I don't believe it until I see David Ornstein or Fabrizio Romano. I think Sporting are probably going to want to get a good fee for him. He's got a €100 million release clause. We know that for a fact. They're going to want to get close to that at least, especially when, like, how do you replace a striker that scores 54 goals and gets 13 assists in 52 games? That's like 67 contributions in 52 games. How do you replace that? You know what I mean? It's going to be a tough one for Sporting, but he can light up the Premier League, and I do hope if it's Arsenal, if it's Manchester United, it's just both. I really hope he comes to the Premier League. I think the only thing that might stop him going to United is the Champions League, but then again, Man U are still a massive club. So will he do it? He knows the manager. He knows he can play in that system. Again, at Arsenal, I think he would score a high volume of goals because of the amount of chances they do create. So then again, he might be thinking, well, I'll go and play under Mikel Arteta. Arsenal trying to win the Premier League. Arsenal are trying to challenge in the Champions League. Am I that missing piece of the jigsaw that takes them to that next level? Because Arsenal are so far forward than Man United. Arsenal are closer to winning that Premier League title. Gyökeres could take Arsenal to that Premier League title. Especially, imagine they got, like, because they've been linked with Rodrigo. I don't think they'll sign him, but let's just use Rodrigo as an example. Rodrigo, Gyökeres, Saka. That's a scary front three. Then in behind, you're going to have Rice, Odegaard, Zubimendi, one of the best midfields in the league, and then you've got Calafiori, Lewis Skelly, Timber, Ben White, Saliba, Gabriel, David Raya, Kivior. Arsenal can be challenging, and Gyökeres could be that missing piece. I do think Sesko will score a lot of goals in the Arsenal system, but right now, I don't think he scores more goals than Viktor Gyökeres in the Arsenal system because he's just a level above Gyökeres for me. He's got more experience, he's older, but it's about Man United. This video is about Man United, so let's not get off track. But Man United fans, if you can get this signing done, you are going to be, I think, back in the European picture next year. It might not be Champions League straight away, but These are definitely going to be finishing in the top 7, and it's going to be a very competitive Premier League if Tottenham and Man United get back at it. Because if you think about it, it'll be Liverpool, City, Arsenal, Newcastle, Villa, Chelsea, Man United, Tottenham, and all the teams pushing below that as well. It's going to be such a competitive league, and you're going to have some of the best strikers in the league as well, because you're going to have Isaac, whoever Liverpool sign, or if they play Florian Wirtz as a false 9, Haaland, Gyökeres, Sesko, all the best strikers are going to play in the Premier League is what we want, and it's what we're going to get. But guys, let me know your thoughts. Drop a comment in the comment section below if you think that Viktor Gyökeres joins Manchester United, or if he joins the Premier League, or if he goes elsewhere, because you never know. Someone else could be sniffing. Let us know your thoughts, but I'll see you in the next one.